Okay, so I am filming. My hair is an absolute disaster. Alright guys, how you doing? Welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas. Today I am doing a video that's a little bit different but might be useful to some of you if you live on your own. Since I've lived with Marcel and we've lived on our own, I have learned to really budget meals and budget, cook a lot of food with a little bit of money. So today I'm going to be cooking a slow cooker meal for about 3 people it will feed, and vegetarian morning, vegan morning. It is beef short ribs with potatoes and vegetables in the slow cooker, and I'm also going to show you how I am making my own homemade vegetable broth. So if you're into this sort of video, then stay tuned. If not, see you tomorrow. So let's get started. So first I'm gonna start, last night I started doing this. I started marinating my short ribs in, whatever you marinate food in. I made my own. So I also start with about a tablespoon of butter in the slow cooker and 3 cloves of garlic. Also save any vegetable scraps as you go, and that will be our vegetable broth in the end. I am using beef broth for this today. Vegetable broth will be for a homemade chicken noodle soup if you guys want to see that. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of vegetable oil in my pan, and I'm just going to brown the short ribs just a little bit so that they release some more flavor and cook through so that they don't take as long in the slow cooker. I'm also going to peel and cut my potatoes. I'm going to save all the potato skins as well to use for my broth. Yes, I know my stove is a mess. Leave me alone.
Next video, like I said, is
Okay, so now that that is partially cooked, I've added all of the meat into the slow cooker, and I've just cut up some onions and I better get that before the cat gets it. And I'm just going to add these on top of the meat. So next I'm going to peel and slice all my potatoes, partially boil them, and then stick those in the crock pot along with a couple of carrots. Okay, so at this point I'm going to let these, when they start boiling, I'm just going to let them boil for about 5 minutes to let them be partially cooked. I have a little bit of carrots because not everybody likes carrots, and I have everything set up in here to cook. So, on to the what looks like a compost bowl. Hello, are you a cooking companion? How are you doing? So this bag right here is all I started it last night because I saw this, I think it was on Facebook, but it is just a bag of leftovers from whatever veggies we have. So in here I have carrots, potatoes, onions, and garlic. So all of the peels for everything, all of the stuff you would normally throw away. So I'm going to keep all of this. I'm going to freeze it until I need it. I don't know why it says to keep garlic peels because I smelled them and they don't smell like anything. But just going to keep all of this, and I'll probably keep all the food that, all the scraps of food until after Christmas, and then I will make a soup. But all of this is going to get boiled down and then strained out, and whatever is left is vegetable broth. So from then, I'm going to make a homemade soup. Back in the freezer it goes. I'm literally feel like I'm composting. But I want to start composting, so maybe after I use this, I can start balcony composting. I would be better for the environment. Alright, so this has been cooking for at least an hour and a half now, and everything is almost done. Pre-cooking everything really does cut a lot of time off when you are cooking in the slow cooker. I know that the slow cooker is meant to set it and forget it, but it really does help to pre-cook. So altogether, using ingredients that I just had in my freezer and fridge at home, this meal cost about $10 to make, and it will feed 3 to 4 people. So I think that's pretty good for cooking on a budget. Like the package of meat was $4, so that was the bulk of our spending. I only used 4 potatoes, which I bought singularly. I find that is better for us because we don't eat them all the time, and if we buy a bag of potatoes and it ends up going bad, then that's a waste of money. So I used every single one of the potatoes that I bought. My mom had leftover carrots, I had the onions and the garlic, and all we had to do was buy this. So all in all, I spent about 10 bucks on supplies, and we have a nice hearty slow cooker meal. Marcella's watching The Punisher, and it's kind of, if you guys watch it, it's kind of good. It's really good. I'm also quickly adding in the rest of a frozen bag of corn that I had in my freezer, and then I'm going to thicken it up with a little bit of flour and water so that the gravy thickens up, and then it'll be ready to eat. So this is a finished bowl of beef short rib stew, I guess we'll call it. $10 for all of this. We got 3 or 4 bowls out of it, and it feeds up to 3 to 4 people. So I think it's worth it.